Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about one thing that I want Battlefield to copy COD in. Very specific aspect. Call of Duty is very intelligent with this specific thing, and it's the fact that they bring back fan favorite maps over and over again. Now, I will admit seeing Nuketown for the 15th time does get a bit tiring, but that doesn't change the fact that people keep playing it and keep enjoying it. Now, before we get into the rest of the video, as always, thank you guys so much for hitting 27,400 subs. You guys just never stop. You guys are always killing it. Thank you guys so much for watching the videos and coming back and saying hello to the Twitch channel. I stream every single day at twitch.tv/enders. Drop it a follow. Link is in the description. So, with this specific aspect that I want Battlefield to copy Call of Duty in, I really do think that it could just produce an unbelievable selection of maps for a Battlefield game. Imagine a new Battlefield game comes out, and instead of these clearly incompetent developers that are producing maps like Renewal and Hourglass, imagine if they pay attention to the maps that are fan-favorite Battlefield maps, take a bunch of them from a bunch of different Battlefield games, respect the player counts of the maps so they don't blow them up or size them down, and they put them all in one game. Could you imagine a Battlefield game that had Achibaba, Passchendaele, St. Quentin Scar, Epicenter from Battlefield 3, Operation Lockers, Lamfini Garden, Galmud Railway? As much as people hate that map, it's still played 24/7 fast vehicle on Battlefield 4 to this day for a reason. The community seems to enjoy it. And the point is, whatever your favorite maps are, whatever the fan favorite maps are across all the Battlefield games, imagine if instead of creating these terrible maps that these people clearly produce in modern Battlefield games like Battlefield 5 and Battlefield 2042, what if you just copied the successful homework of previous developers, put that all in one game, and just sent it? And in one regard, we actually do have maps from previous Battlefield games in Battlefield 2042, but they're mostly behind Portal. And I'm going to give you a specific example with No Shark Canals. I could also go over the same thing with Valparaiso because I think the same attributes apply to that map. But there is no coincidence that No Shark Canals in Battlefield 2042 plays better than any of the base game maps. It's because they're just copying a wildly successful map that they don't really have to change anything to. Like, it's already there for you to just copy and then put in your game. And people like that map for a reason. And same with Valparaiso. Valparaiso plays, in my opinion, way better than any of the base game maps in Battlefield 2042. Now imagine if we got a Battlefield game where they literally just, again, copy all the highlight maps, maybe put some fan favorites in there, obviously, put some weird vehicle maps that people like to play, infantry maps, and they just sent it. That would almost immediately just get rid of one of the main complaints of the past two Battlefield games. You wouldn't have to complain about maps. I would kill for a map like Achibaba in Battlefield 2042. I would play that every day. But unfortunately, even with a Battlefield game that brings back a lot of old fan favorites, I don't think they will allow themselves to resist making a brand new map. And I think even with a lot of fan favorite maps coming back, people would complain that there wasn't any new content, which I do understand, but my point is, why would you want new maps if this is what we're going to get? Like with Battlefield 2042, they're not going to magically make like a masterpiece of a map. Exposure's like, I would say like a 5.5 or a 6 out of 10. I don't think that exposure compares to really any of the previous fan favorite Battlefield maps. It's just the quote-unquote best map in Battlefield 2042, which doesn't necessarily make it a fantastic map. My point is, I would much rather play previous game fan favorite maps and have them not take any risks at all for fear of them messing up, which I do think that is a valid opinion to have, because look at how often they reinvent the wheel for absolutely no reason, and look how often they shoot themselves in the foot. Even with little things that you wouldn't even complain about unless they made it an issue, like the fact that the scoreboard wasn't in the game from release. I can't even believe we had to complain about that as a community. That should have already been in the game. That should have been a no-brainer. Nobody should have mentioned it. But again, here we are, and we're dealing with DICE Sweden. So apparently we have to tell them to put a scoreboard in an FPS multiplayer game. But the beautiful thing about them remaking fan favorite maps is that they are literally just copying a successful design, updating the visual aspects of it. They aren't really changing any of the terrain or how the map is laid out or how the cover works on that map. They're literally just basically copy pasting it. And in my opinion, with developers like Dice Sweden, who mess basic things up like I just illustrated, that's fantastic. And I think the community would honestly greatly appreciate if they did copy Call of Duty in that one aspect and started bringing back more fan favorite maps so we don't have to tear our hair out running across a 300-meter open desert on renewal. Oh, and one more point. This whole concept of, like, Battlefield 2042 has, where you play Battlefield 3 soldiers on Battlefield 3 maps, or BC2 soldiers on BC2 maps. I would completely scrap that. I think it's a cool idea that is less cool when you actually play it. I would like just one basic gameplay mechanic system, just have everything play the same on all these different maps. You don't need to make it complicated like that. That just overcomplicates things, in my opinion, and it honestly resulted in a lot of content being held back, because if you think about it, a lot of the weapons that they put in Portal that we don't have in the base game have totally different mechanics. They have totally different mechanics. You can't just, you literally can't just take the Battlefield 3 M16A3 and ship it over to the base game of Battlefield 2042, because the weapon mechanics have to be rebalanced for the base game of Battlefield 2042. And it's not just weapon mechanics. They would have to probably do some damage model tweaking. They would have to make it so the plus menu with all the Battlefield 2042 base game attachments works with those weapons. So my point is, it just overcomplicates things and is completely unnecessary. So that is going to do it for this video, ladies and gentlemen. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. I stream on Twitch every single day at twitch.tv/Enders. Link is in the description. If you want to follow me on Twitter for updates, that is also in the description. And let me know what you think about this concept. Would you play a Battlefield game with all remake maps and maybe only a few new maps? I know I would, just because I know that I would like the maps that are in the game. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
I think I live? What?
Trying to stay for.
Okay, cool. No, nice.
There, first aid.